What is going on, guys, and how is everyone doing? We are back with the Amazing Spider-Man issue 542 Back in Black series, and this is probably the best issue so far out of all of the Back in Black issues so far and everything. But I know I did mention that I was going to be continuing my Ultimate Spider-Man walkthrough today, but I have only just got back home and those videos take a little bit longer to make, so I don't really have that much time. But these videos, they don't take as much editing or anything like that, so it's a little bit easier. So yeah, without further ado and without keeping you guys waiting any longer, let's get into the video. But first, I just want to say that if you hear any bangs like in the background, then it's mainly because there's fireworks going off outside. But yeah, so let's get into it. So, kicking off the issue, we actually have Spider-Man confronting Kingpin finally, and Kingpin is actually explaining how he's kind of set up an arena around the jail, around the prison in fact, and he's kind of showing how much power he actually has with all this money, and how much respect he's actually got in the criminal, what did I just say? Anyway, in the criminal kingdom. And one of the most awesome things here is that he's referring to Spider-Man as a chump, and a chump is basically someone that thinks that the good side always wins and like just sides with the good side because it is the good side and stuff like that. And he just goes full out on Kingpin here, like all over the place. But one thing that Kingpin doesn't realise is that Peter Parker is full on serious, and he's even talking about how his attitude and humour has abandoned him. And then he just talks about Aunt May and how he leaves his old lady crippled, and how his girlfriend MJ is living in a 4-bit hotel or something like that. And Peter just goes like crazy on his face. It is so awesome. But obviously Kingpin starts getting a little bit more serious now, and as you can see, his face looks terrible. He's got blood all over his face. And then Peter starts to talk, and it is just so awesome how he starts talking about how the suit represents all of the things that he said that he would never do, and all the lines that he said he'd never cross. And then he takes off his mask and his shirt and says that he's there to kill the Kingpin. Not Spider-Man, Peter Parker is there to kill him. And he just takes his suit off and sprints towards him and full on lays into him, starts beating the crap out of him. And I don't even understand like what the criminals surrounding them must be thinking, seeing Peter Parker, well, Spider-Man to them technically, absolutely laying into Kingpin's face and going absolutely crazy, not even pulling back any punches, just full on throwing him across the floor. And honestly, this is the most badass I have ever seen Spider-Man / Peter Parker. And the part where he starts talking about how Kingpin doesn't actually have any real power, it's all just money and attitude and all this, but at the end of the day he doesn't have true power, is the part that really sets this comic apart, I think, because it shows that even though you've got all that money and all that respect, he isn't as powerful as what everyone thinks he is. And it's really weird because it's like seeing someone that's really good, you know, like someone that's got like a good attitude to life and someone that never goes wrong like by the law or anything, and then when he loses everything, he shows the full true power and potential of what he's capable of and stuff like that. And these criminals surrounding these guys must be just absolutely freaking out. And did you see the abs on Peter Parker back there when he lifted him up by one hand? Was just awesome. And now he's talking about how he's going to web down into his lungs and just basically web hit the insides of his body. And it is such a pivotal moment right here. Just, you kind of think that he's going to do it, but you don't. But instead he lets him survive. And just how he says, I'm not going to kill you today, but I'll be back. And it actually turns out that he's only done this to basically just destroy Kingpin's respect. Kingpin isn't going to be respected anywhere from now on. And even though Kingpin could probably beat the crap out of everybody else, it doesn't matter, because not everyone's going to know that the reputation of Kingpin is going to just go away, isn't it, to be honest. But this part where Peter turns to all the criminals and says, "This goes for everyone. Touch my family, and the same that happened here will happen to you." And holy crap! But one of the most awesome parts is where he says that it's only reasonable for Kingpin to die when Aunt May dies, and that is just one of the best ways to like exit that situation, is just to say basically you better be praying for Aunt May, because if he doesn't pray and she dies, then he's gonna die too. So not really, he's praying for his own life as well, if you think about it. And then we go back to MJ and Peter looking over Aunt May's bed and just holding it on for dear life to see what was gonna happen and everything. But I honestly cannot stress enough how freaking awesome this issue was. This is definitely one of my favourites, just because it shows that when Peter gets serious, there's nothing that can stop him and hold him back. And damn, the issues ahead of this are so surprising as well. And as you can see there, Kingpin lay in his bed, defeated, and of course, no respect left. It's really interesting how the beginning of the comic started with Kingpin actually being surrounded with all this power and all this respect, and obviously he was in his suit at the beginning, and towards the end his suit is ripped up and he's left with nothing pretty much. And I think his suit actually represents like what Peter Parker can do to him, to be honest, because if you think about it, his suit is kind of representing Kingpin's respect, and by the end of the comic there's nothing left of Kingpin's suit. It's all ripped off. You can't even tell it's a suit anymore. And I honestly have no words for this comic. I'm just going to give it a straight up 10 out of 10. I don't know what you guys think, but hopefully you think it's worthy of a 10 out of 10 as well, because I am absolutely blown away by this comic. And yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and don't forget to hit the like button as well. It really helps out a lot. And yeah, the next issue for this will be up soon, hopefully. Well, yeah, it probably will be. But yeah, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, guys. And of course, I will see you guys in my next video.
Cracking.